Welcome to Bitcoin Live on Sunday. After some technical issues, we're streaming now from Phoenix account. We'll upload this later to Bitcoin Live, but thank you, Phoenix, for saving us from doing this awesome stream. We got three special guests. Johnny Law couldn't make it, but we got Jose, we got Phoenix, and we got Exitus. Welcome to my show.
Oh, thanks.
Hi guys.
Nice. Love this show.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm gonna buy a new computer probably, but enough of that. We are gonna talk about Bison Wallet. Bison Wallet has been upgrading and has basically revolutionized, I guess, the decentralized exchange possibilities by introducing privacy and these swaps, and the possibilities are basically endless. And you guys here are the experts. We got, of course, also one Digibyte fan of Decred here. Can you tell us a little bit about what Bison has created, because it's kind of mind-blowing?
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely. Sorry, I'm just assuming you want to speak first of all, but it's absolutely amazing, actually. And we have to remember that this was DCR DEX before this, so it's not like it's just popped out of thin air. It's actually like 7 years plus in the making. The first atomic swap was between, I think, Charlie Lee and Dave Collins, and that was between Litecoin and Decred. And that was absolutely amazing. And from seeing that individual swap, that you could cross-chain swap a coin without needing a single peer, kind of led to the thinking that, hey, let's try and make a whole exchange platform out of this, and let's try and give people the chance to actually get rid of the middlemen, and some of the philosophies behind DCR DEX and now Bison Wallet is that we want to remove all the middlemen, make this completely on chain. So the only fees you're going to pay with this service are the on-chain fees. That's it.
And they're extremely low.
Yeah, well, it depends what you're trading with. So if you're trading with Bitcoin, you pay the Bitcoin fee. If you're trading with Decred, you pay Decred fee and so on. But there's not us sitting in the middle saying, hey, give us 1%, give us 0.5%, for every trade you make. There's none of that. There's no exchange tokens. So there's not us saying, hey, you've got to use DCR. That's not happening at all. And a lot of people don't appreciate this until they set up the infrastructure and say, hey, look, this is all peer-to-peer. These are self-custody wallets. These are your wallets. You control them, no one else. And if you install the external ones, as I'm hoping Jose will explain to us in a moment his process with that, you can see that that's exactly the case. These are your keys, your wallets, and there's no middlemen. And that's a real massive thing in my books. It's something that I've long wanted in the crypto space. It's a principle that I fully believe in. It's what Bitcoin was made for. So why would the exchange be any different?
Yeah. Exitus, do you have something to add to that amazing introduction?
Yeah, you asked about the fees. So we have stable coins on the Matic network, which is Polygon now, and the fees are basically free on that network. It works super well, and the trades confirm really fast. So that's a big thing is having to pay fees. And I can confirm I've done a number of trades on Bison Wallet. You basically do not pay fees if you're using anything that's not Bitcoin or Ethereum. With Matic or from crypto to crypto. And yeah, this is a multi-coin wallet that allows for trustless trading. It has brought atomic swaps to life. A few years back, just like Phoenix said, it was kind of this theory people would talk about, and it was on command line. And now it's in a familiar order book. If you take a look at Bison Wallet, anyone watching, if you haven't downloaded Bison Wallet, just do it. You'll have it up and running in about 2 seconds. And it's a familiar order book where you can set your buy and sell orders, and we'll have that displayed pretty shortly. And yeah, you can trustlessly trade because these are basically smart contracts. And there's no way where the other party can steal your funds. So I have people ask me, why don't you guys add fiat currency to this? And it's like, you can't put fiat in a smart contract. That's not how this works. And this is not one of those what is it called? What are those exchanges where it's like a multi-sig? I think it's called arbitrator exchange, where technically someone can kind of back out and they can call PayPal and get their money back or something. This is not how this works. This is completely trustless.
Yeah, and it looks really sleek. I mean, Decred always pays a lot of attention to user friendliness and a really beautiful layout. I mean, it looks really professional. It is really professional, of course. Can you also tell us a little bit about the other coins? Because of course one is Digibyte, but there are some other coins that also work on this. You already mentioned a couple. I think XMR is also on the list to come on the Bison Wallet, right?
Yes, that's correct. So they are working on adding XMR. The issue with XMR is it does not have a scripting language, which is something all the other coins have, and it's a pretty integral part of doing these atomic swaps. So there are workarounds, there are ways of doing it, but it's not easy and it's going to take time. However, the developers have told me that you will be able to do XMR swaps. They have completed them on testnet on their test harness. At the very least, you can do them with stable coins, which is something I have not seen because there is basic swap DEX, which does allow Bitcoin, Monero, and Monero to other coins, but it doesn't have stable coins yet. So yeah, it is coming. It's going to take time, and they might. They, as part of this next proposal, they're working on adding a new type of swap. I think it's called adapter signature swaps, which allows for all private swaps, which is really cool. I'll get more into that later. We do have a new proposal in the Decred DAO to continue funding this and add more features and whatnot. And as far as other coins go, as you see right on the screen, I don't know, Phoenix, if you can scroll down, we have a bunch of different coins there. And as far as Bitcoin goes, it's using the newer Bitcoin SPV wallet called Neutrino. So it's a privacy preserving SPV version, and you verify your own transactions. It does look to full nodes, of course, as it is an SPV wallet, but it is a light wallet, and it syncs in about 10 minutes. So it's really nice. You don't have to rely on, say, Electrum, where you're looking at Electrum servers to do what you want to do with Bitcoin. And it's also using Taproot, I believe. It's using the newest version, which is nice.
Yeah. So Jose, you are one of the users, the Digibyte users. What is your experience with the wallet? Can you hear us?
He's muted.
Ah.
Jose, you're muted.
Still muted. Yeah, that's good.
All right. So a couple of weeks ago, the Bison Wallet launched. It was released. And following that, Exitus and Phoenix Green have been doing a lot of live streams. And I joined one of them where I was able to get some DCR so I could practice trading from DCR to Matic. So far, that's my experience. But if we kind of go back a little bit, I'm kind of here because I support this initiative and this project. Today was pretty interesting. I seen a tweet about somebody who couldn't access their Bitcoin, and they won't be able to access it until October 28th. And I mean, if we just look back to when Voyager and Celsius went down, and then other exchanges have gone down, and people can't access their crypto when they want to, or exchanges go down right as prices are going up or going down. So that's why I'm here and helping out with ushering this technology into our community. There's a lot of people still not familiar with doing peer-to-peer atomic swaps. So that's why I'm here.
Yeah, that's also, by the way, why I'm here. I'm a big fan of Decred, but I was talking with Phoenix before. He said, did you set up? And I said, no, because I'm just too busy running all these shows and stuff, and I'm way behind some of the sort of technical issues. But I really support, what you guys are doing, and I've been a Decred fan from, the very beginning. I will be open and say I do have a bag of DCR, a proud holder, and I can't wait to play around with the Bison Wallet. Maybe we can give a demonstration.
Yeah, absolutely. It's amazing, and we've had lots of conversations about getting this started, and a lot of people are in this same boat where they're like, oh, it's something new, I don't really want to try it out. And it's like, yeah, I can understand that, and it's going to take a little bit of time for people to realize this is something different. This is, in my eyes, this is game changing. Now, hopefully the faces are out of the way. If necessary, if they're not, someone comment and I can always remove them.
I think they look good.
Okay, great. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of this, and if any of you guys want to cut in and stop me, please feel free to. So the idea is that Bison Wallet has two sections, or actually has three. You have the wallet section, so it's a multi-wallet section where every wallet is as close to being non-custodial as possible. The only ones that aren't really fully non-custodial is probably the Polygon pairs. They are using like a service provider to kind of connect that up, but the nodes are presumably so big that this is the best way of doing that. But everything else, Decred, Litecoin, Bitcoin, is using either an SPV wallet, or it's using an Electrum wallet, or it's using a full node wallet. So you have a lot of flexibility there. If I show you a coin that has a few different options. So for instance, if you was going to set up Dash, you'd click on the create wallet. Oh, it's only got one option. And you'd then set up your RPC node to actually link into your wallet that you already have. Let me try another one. Then there's one here somewhere. Maybe it's Pharaoh actually that has two. Yeah, there we go. So you can see you've got the core wallet, which is the Pharaoh core wallet. Obviously, that's the full node, but you also have the Electrum alternative as well. So you can actually hook up as many different wallets as you want. Now, the other idea with the wallet section is to say, look, all of these coins have different features. We live in a multi-coin world. I don't think that's going away anytime soon. And lots of different coins have lots of different things. The idea with the wallet is that we have as many advanced features as possible. And the only way I can really demonstrate that at the moment is with Decred. So Decred, as you know, has staking, it has governance, it has privacy. So each one of these cards basically demonstrates what each of those sections are, those advanced features are. So every coin has this top section which says receive or send and your balances. That's a given. It also tells you how you're connected to the network. You've obviously got some settings there. It tells you the fee rate for on-chain. So if you're wondering, I wonder how much that is going to cost me on-chain, it tells you the fee rate. And then comes the advanced section. So here's an advanced feature for Decred. We have staking. And if we want to say, hey, let's stake some Decred, so obviously you can buy a ticket. You can say, look, let's click on, let's use this provider here and buy a ticket. We can do that. Let's see what agendas or consensus changes are happening, or what treasury spends are happening. And we can say, look, do we want to approve this treasury spend? Do we want to approve this consensus? So we can say yes, no, or abstain. And then finally, you have the privacy section. I won't turn this on yet, because if I do, all of my coins go into a locked mode until they all get mixed. But it really is as simple as pressing the privacy on button, and then the mixer starts. And the thing about Decred is it's completely peer-to-peer mixing as well. So our mixer is actually built into the DCR full node. So literally, when you turn that on, you are mixing your own coins in your own kind of like privacy mempool, and you're connecting to the rest of the network. Any questions about that?
Oh, that's really powerful stuff. And I guess, one of the things that made Bison Wallet is, of course, the DAO, the sort of the hybrid system that Decred has with the governance system that everybody can sort of join in. And it has this decentralized treasury system to allocate funds. So I guess one of the reasons that Bison Wallet is here in the first place is because Decred is working really well as a decentralized organization, allocating funds where necessary. I just wanted to, sort of off topic a little bit, but
yeah, but I mean, to actually add to that, to this point, like I say, it's 7 years old, and from the Treasury Fund, not a VC, not some external funder.
Yeah,
this is all been built from the Decred Treasury. And roughly, I mean, Exa said on one of his shows that it's about $1 million have been spent on this so far, and there's still more money going into it to make it even better. And that's, we're not using middlemen. We're not using VCs that kind of control the direction of this thing. And that's why we've got this scenario where there are no middlemen. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, just to put a fine point on it, I mean, no VC would probably want this wallet in the first place.
Yeah, because where's the profit? Where's the value extraction? And that's that's what we're about. We're about getting rid of this value extraction. Any other questions about that, Jose? You okay with that?
No, I'm good.
Good man. Yeah, I know you've seen all this before, but it was great seeing that you actually set up the DigiByte full wallet, and you've given some nice feedback on that, and hopefully we can talk about that as well. But let's do a trade. So this is
Yep.
the first section. This is the wallet. The main mission here is if you've got an advanced feature, we're going to put it in. That's the kind of point, or you're going to put it in. This stuff's open source. So let's go to the trade. So a nice easy trade. You can trade as little as $1 now, which is absolutely amazing.
That's
So
that's crazy, actually.
yeah. I mean, but let's do a $1 trade, and we can actually see how much that $1 trade costs. So let's go DCR to USDT. I've got both, I think, so I can do it either way. So let's buy some DCR. Let's go one lot, which is $1, so 0.1 Decred. And if we hit this button, like if we just hover over one of these and click on it, it will give us the price. It's going to take this order, $12.82. If we're happy with that, we can just press the order, and this will take, because it's an on-chain swap, it will take about 12 minutes, sometimes longer, sometimes shorter. So let's click this button, and if we're happy with the trade, which I think we are, $1 worth of Bitcoin of Decred coming right up, and you see my dotted line hitting. Now this is what's called an epoch. So to stop front running, we've actually got these time slots of between 3 seconds and 10 seconds. So that's now entered the book, and as you can see, because it took this order, it's gone. It's basically now it's being filled. And if we click on this button here, you can see we're now kind of going into it. So the first part is it wants to start settling on chain for the Decred. So this is the part. These first 2 steps you can see here is where the contracts are being swapped over. So once 2 confirmations come in on this, then we'll have, I think it's 60 confirmations on the Polygon chain. So both people get the communications, and then finally at the same time the redemption contract goes forward, and both parties get their coins. So it's very much, it either happens or it doesn't. There's very limited ways that this can be gamed. One way it could be gamed is if someone kind of cancels their trade, and in which case the trade wouldn't happen. All money would go back to the participants in its original state, minus the fee of the person that was trying to exchange.
That makes sense.
Like I said, yeah. Any questions about that?
No, that makes perfect sense. So then the question is, how much liquidity is there on the system, right?
Yeah, of course. Well, we're about a month old now, and we was having this discussion with the Digibyte guys earlier, and we really have 3 missions. The pairs that are there really need order books. So if you look at the order books here, no one wants to come to this exchange and see 0 in these order books. It's not a good look for the platform. So the first part is let's fill up these order books, and we're doing that with market makers. So over in this third tab, we have market makers that you can set up and you can just leave running. So that's the first part. The second part is obviously building those order books, making them as big as possible. So as you can see here, on the buy side of Decred, we've got over 1,150 Decred waiting to be bought. Closer to the orders, it's something like 39, and about 38 on the other side. So we're talking a few $1,000s there. So that's part 2, building those order books up, getting them really close to this spread. So no one wants to see a spread that's like 2 or 3%. As close to 1% as possible is what game there is. So build the order books, get the spread as tight as possible, and then finally get the volume. Seeing this volume, if this says 0 up here in the 24-hour volume, people go, oh, for God's sake, no one's using this stuff, and that's not a good look either. So those are the 3 areas that we have to kind of conquer.
And so what would be the strategies from the Decred community, and then also how can other communities contribute to that strategy from Decred in order to fill these order books? I mean, the basic thing is, of course, that people should know about it and how revolutionary and game-changing this is in the first place. But does the Decred community have certain strategies to push this forward?
There are a few. Exitus, I don't know if you wanted to pitch in at this point, or if you want me to carry on.
Yeah, so he was just about to get into this. There is a built-in market maker in this system, and it completely tracks all of your profit and loss for making these markets. And all of those orders you saw right there, almost all of them are being made by bots running. And even when he goes in and takes that order, you're going to see a new order come right back up because the bots are actually looking at the Oracle prices, meaning the real prices. They're looking at Binance, right? So all the prices displayed right there, the 1272 for Decred, that's the price what it is on Binance. So it's not like an internal thing, but people who run market makers and make liquidity stand to make money. And we've had people come forward in just a few days. They've made 1 to 3% profit. They've made a few bucks here and there just for running, market makers. I don't know, Phoenix, if you want to run one just to show people what that looks like, but it literally tracks everything, your profit, your loss, how many orders you did. And it's extremely easy to put together. And this is really fascinating because rarely do you see a GUI like this for market makers where anyone, like I am not a professional market maker. I actually know very little about it, but you can go in and just set your orders, or I think it's easier just to do the quick placements. I don't know how you set your orders, Phoenix, but if you click quick placements, or do you know what I'm talking about?
Your sound is gone, Phoenix.
Sorry, I muted myself while I was hacking away there. But yeah, you're completely right. The reason I was doing it the way that I was doing it by configuring manual is because you can actually make them look a little bit more organic. When you set it like this, so say for instance you set 1 per level and you set up 3 levels. Well, you're not. I don't want 100 levels. It kind of, you can actually see what's happening there. And it does this stepping stone thing.
That's by the way, it's super tiny on my screen.
Oh God.
Yeah, but I sort of get the gist.
Yeah. Basically, he can set it on the left there, and it'll show you what it's going to look like on the order book, and then you click create bot, and then you click run it. It makes sure you have the correct funds, and it locks those funds. So this isn't something that's going to drain your whole wallet. It's going to be very specific on how much of your money it's going to use. And then he's going to run it. And you see those check marks coming in on the order book. Those are new orders coming online, right? So those are all new orders. And he's making both sides of the order book, the buy and sell side. So once again, people, if we look in the top right there, it shows him the market makers running. And it might be a little blurry for people, but it shows the profit, your booked orders, how much fees. And what's really interesting is the market maker, when it sets the spread, it takes into account the fees you're going to incur. So you're not going to eat the fees on this. It's going to, bake that in. And once again, the fees on Polygon are basically nothing, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah, apologies, guys, if you can't see this. I actually haven't worked out how to zoom into certain areas yet, so I apologize for that. And if I try it now, I'm going to end up breaking something, I'm sure of it.
No, just leave it like it is. It's just I'm on my phone. I'm used to a laptop, so it's and my eyesight is also not what it used to be.
I can see it quite well, but I've used Bison Wallet a lot, so I'm a little biased. But if you want to check back in on that trade, we can see where that's at.
Cool.
Yeah, definitely. So it looks like it might have finished actually. Oh no, that's all these ones that say booked. That's all these ones here with the arrows. As I hover over them, you can see they're kind of flashing. But the one that's settling is this one here. So we're just waiting for one more confirmation. For some reason, it said -1. So I'm guessing I missed a block. So I had to wait just a little bit extra. So each block confirmation on Decred is like 5 minutes. So this should really take about 10 minutes approximately. And then when it finishes up, the redemption of the Decred should take about 10 minutes as well. And I think it's roughly the same for Polygon, although Polygon is super quick. One thing I can do while we wait for that, should we do a Polygon to Polygon trade just to show how quick that is as well? So we've got 2 stable coins here. So we've got USDC, USDT. I believe I've got a bit of both. Yeah. So if I say, let's buy some USDC, and I can say how many lots. So let's buy $10 worth of USDC, and we'll take it off of this one here. Place order. And you'll see with USDC it does. I mean, it's a lot quicker. I'm not sure what their block confirmation is, and I'd imagine it's the same with Digibyte as well. Digibyte is like a 15-second block confirmation.
Yes, true. And one of the questions that I had was like, because it integrates a lot of different coins or projects. What is the reaction from those different communities to Bison Wallet?
So I've done a stream with Litecoin, and they really seem to like it. For the other coins, we're still in the process of getting the market set up. Obviously, as you see, Digibyte's not enabled, Zcash isn't enabled, and the exchange supports all of these. I've tested a number of these on testnet, so they all work. But it's a matter of them basically just flipping a switch, and the order will come online, and all the different pairs will be able to swap with each other. So Digibyte with USDT, like we just showed, Digibyte with USDC, et cetera. One thing they're looking for is for these communities to say, hey, we're going to run market makers. Because like Phoenix said earlier, we don't want empty order books. That's like the last thing we want. We have had confirmation from Zcash people that they will run markets, but they're fixing one little bug. But for Digibyte, as long as someone can say, hey, we're going to run a market maker, and it doesn't have to be a lot of money, maybe like even just a few $100s on each side. We can get that enabled, and you guys can trade. Another thing I really want to make clear is this is an open source exchange, and they will accept development work from any community. It's not just a Decred thing. So if Digibyte wants to come in and make the Digibyte experience better, and the big thing is going to be adding like an Electrum wallet, because right now you need to run a Digibyte full node, which I think very few people are running. They will accept PRs. They will accept pull requests from those developers, and that's something I've encouraged. Again, this is 100% open source software that anyone can contribute to.
I guess that sort of ties into my earlier question, like, what can we do as a broader community, like beyond Decred, in order to help you guys? But, you guys are helping us, like we're helping each other grow, right?
Yeah, They've built this amazing piece of software that enables trustless peer-to-peer trading, and this is for a bunch of different coins. It's not just Decred. You don't need Decred to do trades. There's no intermediary token. What you guys can do is just help promote it, get people to download it. Just get the software downloaded in front of people. We've been doing giveaways to help people get started, sending a little bit of Polygon. You do need a little bit of Polygon to enable the stable coins. You need like less than 1 cent worth. And if you have trouble getting that, we will send you Polygon. We will send you a little bit of Decred to get started and basically join the decentralized revolution, the new frontier of trading, which gets away from these centralized exchanges that are in between every single trade.
Absolutely. Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
And I would love to see, I am running a Firo Electrum wallet, and it's set up really quickly. Obviously Electrum works really well, and they can add that for these other coins. And I think that's actually part of this next proposal is getting a better version of Electrum online. But I would love to see that for Digibyte. And I would love to show off Digibyte more.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, this is sort of like a dream, basically, for people fighting for decentralization, because it sort of brings these communities finally together in sort of common ground and start helping each other grow, right? Because basically we all share the same mission as decentralization. And Bison has built, or the Bison Wallet built by the Decred community is mind-blowing and game-changing. And Bitcoin Live will do its best to sort of get it to as many people as possible. We have a lot of people who love Litecoin, Bitcoin, Digibyte, basically all the coins on this exchange. So if we can bring people together, making this a success, I mean, it will be a little bit what we can do, but every bit helps. So yeah.
Just to interrupt, but that was 12 minutes, and now the coins are on the way to their new respective wallets. So that was relatively quick, I think. Obviously, we still got 2 confirmations on the DCR just to kind of finalize that. But if you look up in this corner here, you'll see the fees. So the fees for me on this, I had 0.0054 Matic, which is a fraction of a penny. And I had 0.000035 on the Bitcoin, on the Decred side, which is also a fraction of a penny. So you can see I've just exchanged coins trustlessly, peer-to-peer, and I've encountered an on-chain fee of a fraction of a penny in roughly 13 minutes. I say that'll finish up in one more block. So probably about 15, 16 minutes, and that'll be all finished, but for a fraction of a penny.
And anonymously. Right. Also not important.
Absolutely. Well, you actually there's a bit of a thing there, and Exodus might pitch in on this, but Polygon Polygon has some privacy issues, as I understand it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Ethereum and Polygon are just not very private, but obviously this is much more private than the typical centralized exchange experience, where literally you're trading under a camera and they have your photo ID and everything about you. So this is infinitely more private. But like he was saying, if someone has your Polygon address, they can see everything you have, and that's an issue with Polygon. And hey, the greater cryptocurrency market is using Polygon and Ethereum for stablecoins. There's nothing we can do about that. That's just the way of the world. So yeah, keep your Polygon address private, and you can't generate a new Polygon address. So with Decred and Bitcoin, you can just generate new addresses, which is really helpful.
So two other questions that sort of come up is, first of all, is there anything like this in the market that comes close to Bison? And the second question, the follow-up question, which would be related, is like, could centralized authorities stop something like this? Like what sort of happened with Tornado Cash, all the shenanigans that with the court system, trying to get these people in jail, and open source and coding, criminalized. Is that a danger for Decred community, for Bison projects like it? How do you guys see that?
Well, this is a truly trustless peer-to-peer system. The exchange never takes custody of your coins, and there's zero rent seeking. So there's no money being made. It's just coordinating these swaps. And as of right now, they are working on a mesh network, which is going to be a worldwide mesh of servers with one order book, and I think that's going to make it really unstoppable. But I don't know, Phoenix, if you have any input to that. But to answer your first question, as far as atomic swap exchanges, Basic Swap's really the only big one. They have Monero. There are a few caveats with them. You need to run a particle node. And their setup is a little more difficult. The Bison Wallet has been in production in development for many years now, more so than Basic Swap. And Basic Swap, there's not a familiar order book. It's literally just like, here's a swap. Do you want to take it or not? With Bison Wallet, you can set your own swap. You can set your own prices like a typical exchange. So if I want to sell Decred at $20 and not $12, I can set an order for that, and someone can come along and take that. And a better look at that is it's kind of the more typical. You have a depth chart and those types of things.
And
yeah, so
go on.
Just to finish up with that, but yeah, I would say that at this particular moment, the biggest kind of roadblock is the mesh server. If the singular server goes down, it can be a bit of a pain, as we saw in a few of our live streams. But at this particular moment, anybody can spin up a server. The main difference is that they're not interconnected. So when the mesh network comes online, when you spin up your server, it will interconnect with all others, so everyone gets to share the order books. And I actually think from reading the proposal, they've actually got a mission to make that peer-to-peer as well. I have no idea how that's going to happen, but that seemed pretty interesting to me. So even the thoughts of that now have kind of moved on a couple of steps to the original concept, which I think is really interesting.
Oh yeah, that's super interesting. So, but what is your take then on the sort of these court cases against basically coding? Like, how do you see that? Is that an issue, or is it just like a bump in the road?
Well, I mean, yeah, maybe I'm wrong here, but the way I see it is the business model's dead. And although that they've a lot of the press that you're seeing have linked it to the code, the people that are getting busted, as I understand, I could be horribly wrong, but as I understand it, were taking money, were taking fees and stuff, and
yeah.
And happily, I'm hoping that model's dying. If I'm honest, it's no different than the peer-to-peer mixing service. When Decred can show that can now be done peer-to-peer, to kind of have somebody that's charging fees to kind of coordinate all of these exchanges is complete nonsense now. The tech exists to do it peer-to-peer, so why would we accept anything less?
Yeah, but then the other line of attack would of course be that criminals use it to do criminal things, sort of just to criminalize the whole thing and everybody using it, making them suspects. And I mean that they do have some lines of attack I mean, it's basically unstoppable, but what is, how do you see them sort of criminalizing the whole?
I think it's shifting in another direction. I don't know if you guys saw, but Donald Trump, who might become president, was at a Bitcoin bar in New York City called PubKey. He's completely embracing it. And now even the Democrats are like kind of backpedaling, even though they've been terrible for crypto. Even they are like, maybe this is good technology. So I think the winds are shifting in our direction, which I think is really good. I don't have too many comments on the whole legal stuff. Like Phoenix was saying, if peer-to-peer sending and receiving is okay, and even then there are people out there, politicians, who say only criminals would want that, which is absolutely insane. Why can't we have an exchange that allows the same thing, peer-to-peer trading, which is what Satoshi would have wanted? So I don't see any issues there.
Yeah, I mean, they're always going to attack what they can't control, and I think that's a given. So you try to make your attack surface as small as possible, and it doesn't really get any smaller than peer-to-peer, really. So yeah, I do expect that there will be more of this stuff. And from what I've seen is they've gone after people as money launderers. So anyone that's taking a fee, anyone that's getting profit, that's been this massive attack surface, and that's what they've gone after. And I don't really see anything different there. They're literally going after the people that are easiest. And when it comes to peer-to-peer, it's pretty difficult, I should imagine.
And that's hopeful, like Exitus said, that Trump did make that first payment, and that he does know somebody with a wallet, and he's making the right sounds and the right moves, and let's hope by God that he wins. But it's and Jose, what is your take when you hear all this? I think
Well, I was just kind of thinking back to like this paper that was written by Timothy Mays. I think it's called the Crypto Anarchist, and it talks about how people will do illegal things, but that's not a reason for not to moving forward with technology. And as we know right now, like money, fiat is used for a lot of illegal things. Our own technology, our data is being used against us. People are collecting our information, and so when you have the technology in your hands, when it's peer-to-peer, it's between you and that other person, and not anyone in between. So that's I recall and think about when as I hear Exitus talking about that.
And how does the Digibyte community react to Bison Wallet? Because you have a finger on the pulse, of course.
Yes. So, my role so far, myself and a couple others, but I think Jason, we've been actively kind of like learning how to use the Bison Wallet, and then being able to go back to the community and convey that information to them. So, we're kind of like the, go figure that out and then bring it back. Jason did an excellent job. He wrote this article on how to of the core wallet with the Bison Wallet, which I was able to configure now because but like it was mentioned before, there are a couple of code integrations into Digibyte that once the next upgrade comes out, we'll be able to get those neutrino wallets and make it easier to participate. But for now, I think that speaking for myself, I'm glad that we are on the Bison Wallet. I think the next step is to get those upgrades implemented to make it easier for people. And then, once we start seeing different pairs, I think more people will come on board. But, what I think the good thing about the wallet itself, the Bison Wallet, is you can see the potential of all these different projects, legit projects that aren't listed on these major exchanges. and these
Yeah.
major exchanges are listing meme
They're
coins
boycotting.
and all these other coins that have no utility to it. And it's like, come on, man! Like, look at what these projects are doing. They're building systems that are going to improve life, and so yeah, no, I set up my wallet, my Digibyte core wallet, connected it to the Bison wallet, and I had a silly moment kind of. So I sent, so once I connected my wallet to Bison wallet, I sent myself 500 Digibyte to that public address. And for some reason, when I looked back at my core wallet, I was like, oh wow, there's 500 DGB there, and I was like, I figured it out. Like my core wallet is connected to the Bison wallet, and it's not, I'm in custody of those 500 DGB. So I thought that was a great aha moment for me. But this is why we want to start transitioning and moving to Dexus.
Yeah, and I think one of the nice things about the Bison wallet will also be that, like you said, like many good projects are basically boycotted or in different ways, sort of hampered by functioning as they are supposed to. And I think the Bison wallet will make these projects come alive again, and people start to notice, like, what can be achieved if you, like the earlier point, like if you work together, you can get the funds from one project to another project and sort of help each other grow and develop and get these developers working on each other's projects. And yeah, I think that's really big, really big. Yeah. And are you thinking also about onboarding other projects? Are other projects interested besides XMR?
So again, this is open source software. Anyone who comes forward and wants to be a part of this, go to the GitHub repo for DC. It's called Bison Wallet, but the GitHub repo is still DCR Dex, and make an issue and say, hey, we're interested, and they will help you. They will come along and help you. Part of the new proposal is allocating some resources for just that purpose. But I want to be clear. The Dex developers probably aren't going to add any more coins on their own dime. It has to come from these other communities. They've done a lot of work for these other coins like Zcash, Digibyte, etc., to get them up and running. They even did Litecoin's SPV wallet. They went in and fixed a bunch of things for Litecoin, which was really cool. And to go back to what you guys are saying with the exchanges, Decred is not on a single U.S. exchange, and it is really kind of what's that?
That's crazy.
Yeah. We were on Bittrex, but Bittrex went bankrupt, and these exchanges, Coinbase, Kraken, Gemini, they do not provide any guidance or guidelines to get listed. It's like talking to a black hole. And so in Decred's case, this exchange is so important for us because if you're an American, you can't buy it. And this is at least offering you some pathway to where, okay, you buy your USDC on Coinbase. We should have USDC pairs up very soon, by the way. You buy USDC on Coinbase, send it over with Matic, and then you can buy whatever you want to buy, whether it be Decred, Zcash, Digibyte, whatever. So this is, for us, is a major lifeline, and it's super important. For other coins like Litecoin's everywhere. It's on every exchange, and sure, the utility offered here is amazing. The privacy, the self-custody. But I can see why the average Litecoiner is like, the Coinbase works well for me. But for us, this is huge. Another thing I want to say is just as Decred gets better, it has a DAO, it has the funding. This Bison Wallet is going to get better. We have a new proposal to make it even better, to cut down on fees, to make the UI better, to fix bugs. They're going to add a homepage that shows all of your different assets and the complete value of your wallet, and maybe even some explainers. So it's something to get excited about and to follow. And where it is right now is really great. And once again, if you're watching this, like, download it right now. We'll send you some Decred and Polygon to get started.
And the fact that fees are so low will be attractive even for people on these other exchanges, of course. So that is it. Yeah.
They're going to reduce the Polygon fees. It's a fraction of a penny. We're just going to half that again. It's absolutely mental. So price discovery is huge, especially. I mean, I think Digibyte's got the same problem as we've got, where no one wants to list us anymore. They're kind of phasing that out, I'm guessing. But having an area that you can actually list yourselves, you can get your own liquidity going. The community can build all of that, and you can get real price discovery, and you can also get out to the other exchanges. If you think about it, I mean, Coinbase in particular, USDC is their big brand, their big coin. Now, if you've got a USDC to Digibyte coin, or even a USDT to Digibyte, you can literally get to anywhere you want, with one hop, and you make your own markets. And I mean, that's one of the points I absolutely love. No more relying on, they're saying my coin's worth this. The hell no, my coin's worth whatever I want to sell it for.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing, right? You get honest markets, like honest prices, because the other prices are highly manipulated, most likely. So this is like the first time probably that we get like real prices going, especially if this sort of picks up and people start using it en masse. And this is really exciting, really cool. A crazy question, but why the Bison? It's the story.
Because Decred's terrible at naming things.
No, it's cool. I like it.
Years ago, and probably even before I got to the project, so Exodus will be able to explain this better, but for some reason we had this kind of movement where Bison was our kind of brand. Exodus, you were probably around. You explain it.
Yeah, I mean, the Bison thing became kind of an inside community joke, a meme of sorts, and it's kind of the Decred mascot. It is really kind of weird, but we needed a new name that was neutral, because earlier it was called DCR Dex, and people assumed you needed Decred to use it. So we wanted a neutral name, and Bison kind of came about. One kind of issue, though, is we also have Bison Relay, which is the communications platform, and people are constantly confusing the two. Jose left, but yeah, it's just a name. I don't think the name matters so much. It's an easy name to say and remember, and we have a little Bison mascot. But yeah, that's really the explanation. It's just it was the community mascot, and it's an animal. I would be interested to hear your thoughts on it, as your thoughts on the name, because obviously we have the whole animal meme coin thing going on, which personally I'm not attracted to whatsoever. And I guess that is one of my fears with Bison Wallet, is people think it's an animal coin.
No, I think it's actually pretty much differentiated, because it's the other animals are clearly pets, most of them. Now Bison is not a pet. I think it works well with the bull market. Personally, I love the mascot. You can do a lot of cool things with it, and it has this strong, robust sense to it. So I think there's nothing wrong with calling it Bison Wallet. But the only thing is what you said earlier about the relay is also, of course, also called Bison. But then again, I think the Bison Relay is also an amazing initiative that we can highlight right now, that you can sort of have this social app, which is basically highly decentralized. So also the Bison Relay is actually a huge thing, and maybe we can talk a little bit about it.
Well, especially now that Telegram's being kind of taken over in a way, it's interesting timing. But yeah, it's really encrypted, metadata minimized. If you're looking for a really secure way to chat with people over Lightning Network, Bison Relay is where it's at. It's still getting better. They're still updating the UI and trying to make it more familiar and have those features that we've all grown accustomed to with Telegram and WhatsApp and so forth. One interesting thing I'll say is they are working on part of this next proposal for Bison Wallet is adding in Bison Relay or some way to connect it so to where you can have a troll box. I don't know if you guys are familiar with what troll boxes are on exchanges, but it's like a little chat room in a exchange where you kind of just say whatever you want to say about the price or trading or whatever. It's kind of this fun, nonsensical thing, but I think it's a pretty cool way to make an exchange come to life.
Yeah, good point. People should also have fun doing it, and if you have the feeling that you're directly connected to the community that you are trading with, that will help it bring alive, and it will also, of course, give useful features to it, because you can sort of know, you can get sort of a feeling and a feedback on what you're doing. So I think that's a great idea, and then also a great idea to sort of promote Bison and indirectly Decred as well. And I think we should also give credit, decentralized credit, where it's due, for Decred building these amazing things. I mean, that's yeah. I mean, it's a community that's actually alive, but also really building amazing, cool stuff for other communities, and they deserve some credit for that, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And the hope is
I-
that these other communities help us promote this
Yeah.
product. And again, I really want to see those Electrum wallets, those light clients being built. And you guys are from Digibyte, are partially from Digibyte. Maybe ideally there's just similar to Decred and Litecoin, there's just a button you press and you create a Digibyte wallet and you do what you want to do and trade. So yeah, there's a lot to work on for sure.
Yeah, no, we're gonna push this in our different communities. We have, I think, all our mission was always to be sort of Bitcoin centric and crypto neutral or agnostic, and then of course, push for decentralization. So the decentralized projects or projects pushing decentralization are our favorites, and then that's why I'm always been a huge fan of Decred and why I have it. And yeah, so we're going to push it in our way to different kind of communities, and hopefully people will get engaged. So I guess my final questions for you is like, what excites you the most about Bison?
You go ahead first, Phoenix.
I was going to say Jose was going to say something.
Perfect. It kind of goes back to what I wanted to say. Piggybacking off of what Exitus said earlier about the Bison Wallet being open source, and that any project that wants to go on there and list themselves, or submit the pull request, and if everything's good, they're added. And I see like a lot of potential. Like right now, we see I want to say we're early, even though some people are like, what does that mean? When Exitus was on the Outlaw Crypto podcast, I think the host had mentioned how many projects were already listed on the Bison Wallet, and I really think that for the Bison Wallet being open source, I think that'll double, triple, just a bunch of projects. The potential is there for a bunch of projects to go on and list themselves, especially the ones that, like I said, are legit but aren't being listed on U.S. exchanges, or they're asking for like crazy listing fees. So I'm excited to see these other different projects come on, onto the wallet. The next thing is also like, for us, for our community, we have a little bit of work to go, a little bit of work to do. Some dev work also needs to be added for us to be able to get to the place where things are easy for the non-technical user. But once we do start getting all these different pairs, and again, like I said, once this wallet grows out and there's all these different pairs or all these different projects, I look forward to be able to trade between projects that are listed. And so that's what kind of excites me. And this might be something long term. Probably not going to happen tomorrow, but that's what the potential that I see with Bison Wallet, and by being a part of it.
Guys, I have to interrupt for one message. My battery is running out. And so it might be the case that I actually drop out before we end the show. But so my question goes to both of you. And if I drop out, then I want to say I had this amazing time with you guys. I learned a lot. I'm definitely gonna play around with it as soon as I make some time for myself. And I personally, what excites me the most is like that Decred built this amazing app, and I can't wait to push it out to as many people as I can. Yeah, go on.
Great. So I'll let Exitus finish, but I'll say thanks for having us on again. I really appreciate you taking the time on this one.
No problem.
And we live in a world that's not going to be about one coin, and it's going to be about the people or the projects that push the most innovation, and the ones that can stay disentangled from all the nonsense, the VC nonsense, and all the inserting middlemen nonsense. And it really is those projects that I'm interested in. Those are the ones that I openly support, and those are the ones I want to see go forward. In terms of where we're currently at, we as a community and as a crypto community, we need to keep building this stuff out. And I've said on many times on things that I do, is the one thing that we're currently missing is this final solution for including merchants, making sure merchants can accept the coins and you know, and actually do it as a proper thing. And we're getting there. Bison Relay is implementing storefronts and marketplaces. You know, we're still a little bit away, but that's the main mission there. But yeah, if anyone is interested, if there's developers out there that want their coin on, you know, head on over to the or at Bison Wallet is a great person to talk to on Twitter and things like that. Exus, do you wanna sign us out? It looks like we've lost Bitcoin Live.
I think we're gonna have to do a follow-up exchange where follow-up stream where his stuff's all working and he can be the one doing the trades. It's a little more fun when you're the one, you know, doing the trades than someone else. But yeah. To finish up, Bison Wallet's out. It's here. Download it. Try it out. It's really nice. If you're a Bitcoiner, you can do Bitcoin to stablecoin. You don't have to touch the altcoins if you want to, and that's really an area I'm looking to tap into because the Bitcoin ecosystem is absolutely massive, right? And there's great technologies here, and they don't know about it. And you know, hey, it was built by Decred and not by Bitcoiners, but hey, it is what it is. But yeah, thanks guys for watching.
Yeah, cheers, Exus. Jose, did you want to say a final thing?
No, I think this is a great, you know, wrap things up. The stream was about the Bison Wallet. So you guys having me on and talk a little bit about where we're at and the things that we need to overcome to get to where we want to be.
I think we've just about lost you, Jose.
That was it.
Oh, was it? Okay. No, thank you. It's great to actually touch base with you actually and actually have a face-to-face conversation. I think you're someone that I completely respect in the space, and I love the way that you guys are pushing DigiByte, and you're really kind of thinking about this in the right ways as far as I'm concerned. So well done. Keep up the great work. Exus, a pleasure as always. And everyone else, 132 people watching live, which is absolutely amazing. This will be uploaded to Bitcoin Live DB so they can have it as their show, but it was having a few technical issues at the beginning, so hopefully it gets them sorted. But thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time. And